All right, spawning down here in the bottom left in the blue, the Protoss from Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It is Hero. Spawning up here in the top right in the red, he is the Terran. Storm Gaming. It is Gumiho. Alrighty, man. I am excited to get to cast this. Gumiho, one of my favorite Terrans. And I am happy to see him back, just getting back from his military service. Hero's getting back from his military service as well. He hasn't even been back but a month and a half. I believe he completed it on May 17th. So really, really good. Thank you, Sushi, for the bracket thing. Already, though, Gumiho going to be going with a proxy rack. So, of course, your first game back or your first kind of match back, and you're going to go with a proxy. I love it. Both players, though, coming back from military service. Gumiho played a lot of mech. Now, he was able to do, obviously, some bio, but he, in my eyes, was known a lot for his mech play. Definitely did a lot of the battle mech stylings as it was growing popular. Now, we do have a Reaper on the way for Gumiho. Going to be making it to go across the map here, though. Going to be going into his own expansion. Going to be throwing down that cybernetics core. Is looking to play kind of standard. Now, so far, Hero not going into a scout, and this could be very, very deadly. Yes, his first event from coming back from military. Just super exciting to see. And Gumiho throwing down a factory in kind of a hidden position here as well. This is so interesting to watch. Right, so now Reaper going to be making its way into the natural, looking to go into the main base, and opening up is a sentry for Hero. The probe are going to be pulled to try to deal with this, and that's a lot of lost mining time coming out here from Hero. It's going to eventually have that sentry, but what's Gumiho going to do behind this? So far out of the factory. Okay, it's going to be a Widow Mine. It does actually have the starport coming down as well. So double Reapers going into a reactor. What an interesting build coming out here from Gumiho. Now, the Reaper's going to go up into the main base, looking to get some damage done. Already a shield battery coming down for Hero, though. Does have the Stalker getting ready to pop out. And we will see this eventually get kind of popped back. Now, the Phoenix coming across will not actually scout the impending doom that is coming on to Hero behind this. That could be very, very scary. Now, on the other side, the armory coming down. This is going to be huge for those Widow Mines. It's going to allow them to stay hidden even after they give themselves away in detonation. Which is interesting because Hero isn't going into... no, he's not. He's not going into a robotics facility. He's not going to have detection. He doesn't have a Stargate or anything like that, so this has the potential to do a lot of damage. Hero trying to take a third base behind this, but the Reaper's not going to allow it. Instantly, shield batteries going down. We have those additional gateways coming in. Hero knows something is up. He doesn't know what, though. Got a Thor behind this. Oh, go another Widow Mine. Gonna go down into the natural. Able to pick off 3 probes. But this is the disaster waiting. This is classic Gumiho getting a Thor out. Behind this, though, a DT Shrine coming out for Hero. So that has the potential to do some counteractive pressure. But can he handle the Thor when it is here? Alrighty, Reaper's going to see that there are Stalkers out. Eventually will be taken care of, but now the Marines coming in for a drop, looking to put on some more pressure. Kills off 5 probes, focusing down the Stalkers. Overcharge being activated. This is a huge play coming out from Gumiho. Able to get the overcharge activated and released. Now he has to be careful because the medevac is very much damaged, but he's got SEVs to save the day. behind this. We do eventually have the robotics facility, and keep in mind, the Widow Mines are still causing damage. Oh, 9 probes go down. GG's. Doesn't even get the Thor in. Right, spawning here in the top right. In the blue. Give it up for the Protoss. It is Hero. Spawning in the bottom left. In the red, the Terran. Gumiho. All right, guys, so much ready for this. I am excited for game number 2. This time we have Hero going across the map with his probe. Says, you know what, maybe I should scout. And he is going to go into the main base, going to try to put some pressure on to Gumiho's barracks, and making sure also that there is not another proxy. Obviously, like, the Thor build's not something that we see very, very often, and Gumiho pulling it out, just so cool, so cool. Alright, so what does Gumiho do in game number 2, and what does Hero do to a response to that? I mean, Hero was always a player that likes to go into, like, Stargates. We've seen him do that quite a bit, and does he try to go into that here? We will see. So, probe going to be returning back as we do have the SCV given chase. Same time, there is going to be a proxy pylon up at the top, and oh my goodness, are we going to get another crazy game here? Cybernetic core coming down. There is no expansion, so what does Hero have planned? Going to open up with the Zealot. Probe still trying to cause nuisance in the natural, going up to the main, but with a Marine coming out, we will see Gumiho eventually take care of that, but Marines aren't that good against Zealots, especially in the early game. Like, yeah, they can theoretically kind of kite them, but interesting situation now behind it. Gumiho is going to go into a Reaper, but look at this. Hero going into a Stargate. It did a proxy location too, and the thing is like, Gumiho has been pretty much defensive at this point. He hasn't went out and scouted. He's just now going to send out the Reaper. He goes right past the probe. Oh, okay. He's like, maybe I should turn around. Sees the pylon, and we will actually see him start pushing the probe to its death. Marine going to come down to try to help deal with this. Behind it, a bunker going to go down, and the Zealot here for Hero wants to shut down the bunker as much as possible. Second Marine does come out to help with this. The other SCV trying to come in, but now an Adept to deal with this as well. Behind it, the Void Ray slowly building in the shadows. The Adept going to go into the main base. We'll shut down one of the Marines potentially. No, not doing that at all. Eventually we'll shade out. Going to continue the pressure now, building shield batteries once again. The bunker is in a good place, though, so it's going to shut down the shield batteries for the most part. But with the Void Ray coming in, it does get a little scary here for Gumiho. 3 shield batteries in place. There's only 3 Marines here, and they're getting out of position. Oh, man. Reaper, though, going to go across the map. Just goes right past the Adept. The Adept paying no attention. Has no care in the world, but now the Void Ray into the mineral line. Going to try to focus down the Widow Mine, not able to. Oh, gets hit by a hidden one. We'll have to back up, get some more shields, but at this time, a second Void Ray does come out. Now the SCV is coming down to try to heal up the bunker as the shield batteries are now done. Does he still have the activation? He does. He still has the Void Ray power-up ability. Not really getting the damage done. Like, he is focusing the bunkers, now going into the SCVs. But with the with the Viking out now, should be in a little bit better position. Of course, the bunker going to be able to help with those Marines, but if the Void Rays go out of position, it does make it tough for Gumiho to stay in this. I mean, the Viking going to be a good play. He's going to eventually go into that tech lab and get a Cyclone to deal with this. Oh, again with the hidden Widow Mine. Oh, man. Hero, what are you doing? Loses that poor defenseless little Void Ray to the Widow Mines. And now with 2 Vikings out, the Widow Mine's in place, I think Hero's going to have himself a tough time. There is a Reaper across the map, but unfortunately with the Adept in place, not going to be able to get in and deal any damage at the same time. Shield Barriers, though, getting more and more of these energy to be able to kind of, you know, push in, or at least recharge the shields of Hero. Adept finally going to be able to take care of that Reaper. Hero going to be going into Blink behind this, getting additional gateways, so is looking to kind of transition out of this, but still just keeping that pressure onto Gumiho. Tank finally out. We'll be able to shut down the shield batteries finally. The Void Rays want to get on top of those Vikings. Shuts one down. The Widow Mine shots, though. Oh, Hero, what? Fortunately, not going Hero's way, as finally it looks like Gumiho will be able to move out, or at least, you know, keep the pressure at bay from Hero. Hero giving up on any more of the Void Rays, instead choosing to go more into the gates. Now that the damage has been done, he has his own expansion up. Loses another Void Ray. Ugh. You hate to see it. Does have that additional gateway and a way to kind of warp in here. Choosing to go more heavy into Stalkers as Blink is about to finish up. Kills off the last Viking. Loses his own Void Ray. So Hero in a tough situation. Gumiho at 75 supply to 47. The Adept looking to get into the main. Will not be able to, but just keeping an eye on things. And keeping Gumiho at home. Jeez, what a game so far. We do have the Banshee out now for Gumiho. Looks like he might try to go across the map and deal some damage, or just trying to find that proxy wherever it may be. Blink, though, is done. Gonna get on top of the tank. SCV is gonna get pulled to try to heal this up and keep everything alive. And unfortunately, Hero just can't pounce on this too much. I mean, the Marines do outnumber the Stalkers, and there is a tank still firing down at the bottom, as well as a Widow Mine. The Widow Mine shot going to go off onto the Stalkers. Stalkers finally get the bunker down, but there's just so many Marines here. +1 is on the way for the Terran. But unfortunately, these Stalkers have no escape. GG's! And Gumiho takes game number 2. Friday, Gumiho up 2 games to 0 so far. Hero not going his way. I mean, I really like the build that he was doing, trying to go with the Void Rays. Unfortunately, just took so much damage from the mines, just lost everything to the mines, and could not get it done. Now, Hero going for a gateway, sending across the probe once again, looking to put on some pressure. Now, the barracks is coming down for Gumiho behind this, and, you know, he really hasn't done anything too crazy. Like, I guess the Thor was a crazy build, but game number 2 we played more standard, was able to defend it fairly well. Now it's interesting because most Terrans these days do choose to go into Cyclones to defend against that kind of build, but Gumiho choosing to go into Widow Mines. I mean, they're cheaper, they build faster, and you don't have to have a tech lab to get them. So I think overall, not a bad decision in that case. Obviously, I think there's other reasons why people don't tend to go for the Widow Mines, but still a really good job there from the Terran. Now he's going to go into a CC behind all of this. Probe for Hero, just continuing to put on pressure while he takes his own base. It gets that extra gas, getting the cybernetics core, so we'll see, does Hero go into game number 3, going into that Stargate play again? It is something that he favors, that, and he likes to go into those like Glaive to Death pushes. So really could go either way here. Reaper choosing to stay at home for the moment. Was getting a little bit of scouting, just trying to see, is there a proxy over here? Is there anything I need to worry about? In this case, Hero is not proxying. Does, however, have a Stargate, so it looks like we are going to go back into that Stargate style. But Gumiho should actually scout this out pretty early. Should be more than okay. It's going to be a Marauder opening, though, coming out from Gumiho. Going to start focusing down onto the Adept. Concussive shells on the way behind the factory building for Gumiho. Now, the Reaper does get in. Doesn't really get any damage done, but looks like he's going to be able to make it out. Really nice pick off there. And he does get the scout of that Stargate, so very nice play. Oracle on the way for Hero. Will make it out with his own Adept, and neither player has lost anything yet, so kind of a big up for them. Now, we could spend this time talking about stats where, you know, oh, in the past, Gumiho has overall had the better record against Hero, but the last time they played was back in 2019. The game has changed so much, but it still seems like right now, Gumiho is doing a really good job against Hero. I mean, just putting on some crazy builds, and these two players do come from an older era, so I'm wondering, do they kind of play maybe some of those older styles as well? Alrighty, Reaper finally does go down. Cyclone is out here for Gumiho. It's a double barracks, so going to go into that bio style, and even throwing down a third CC at the same time though as Heroes. And now it's going to be a Phoenix play. Additional gateways. Is he going Phoenix Adept? Oh, I love it. Especially against the Marauders. Cyclones will be okay, but the Phoenix should be able to just kind of pick those up and ruin the day here of Gumiho. Alrighty. How many Phoenix, though, does Hero go into? Right now, he's at 4. He's got a 5th one on the way. Doesn't mass it up, right? I mean, it's an older style, but I don't think that's going to be the call. I think he needs to do that at all. In fact, he's going to go into... Finally, goes into a Twilight Council and gets the Forge, so it's not going to be Glaive Adepts. It's just going to be regular ones and those Phoenix. Now, the Phoenix are going to be good against picking up like SEVs, picking up once again the Cyclones if he does go into an attack, which is very, very possible, but we'll see. We'll see. Go. Alright, Phoenix going to come into the third base. Does pick up one of the SCVs, looking to go into the main. Cyclone's though going to get some damage done. Picks up one Cyclone. The second Cyclone gets picked up as well. Doesn't have enough to actually take it out. Picks up the tank. Picks up a Cyclone. Can't decide what's he want. Gets out of there. Now the Adept's looking to shade in. On top of this, does actually cancel it. Still getting damage done into the natural. Eventually does get cleaned up. SCVs get pulled behind all of this. What kind of game are we getting here? Got the robotics facility on the way now for Hero, and this is just insane. Alright, charge lot going to be on the way. +1, and look at all of those gateways coming down for Hero. I mean, really going to start pushing in on this gate style, and I guess essentially switching into the charge lots will be a lot better because, in all honesty, if you look, I mean, it's very tank heavy. Charge lots getting on top of tanks is going to be very key. And because Gumiho hasn't been able to scout or put any pressure on against Hero, he doesn't know to make any mines. Doesn't. He's just making a Cyclone. He's putting up a couple of turrets. Just keeping him busy. Cyclone just gets instantly evaporated. It's just going to be more and more of these Phoenixes. This is such a tough style to play against. And Gumiho going into very heavy Marines is kind of how you want to deal with it. But Marines aren't that good against Zealots. This is just so good. Right, so additional barracks going to be coming down now for Gumiho. Behind it, finally going to start building a couple of mines. Try to deal with this, but Phoenix are pretty good at picking up mines. We'll see if he can still do that. Oh no, Medivacs. I gotta say though, Gumiho altogether having a pretty solid defense, all things considered. Like, he's not taking a massive amount of damage to the Phoenix, but now, as I say that, the Zealots coming in actually don't get a lot of damage done. Really good pull there from Gumiho. The Marines eventually will push those Phoenix away. Now, Hero looking to do another kind of drop, maybe into the main. Since the sentry is back home, a scan does go down, sees that there's at least a third base. Colossus is going to be the choice here for Hero behind all of this. Getting that the extended thermal lance as well as Blink. That War Prism looking to get damage done in the main. Now, the good thing is like the Phoenix here for Hero, just going to keep a distraction in the front. He's got to be careful, though, of those Widow Mines, though. Widow Mines just everywhere. Yeah. Where did he do with the... Oh, it's still up here. Okay. +1 for the Terran is almost done. Going to be starting +2 here. And Hero does have +1 himself, but just goes right in between those. Oh, one does go off, though. There we go. Just backs out. Picks off a couple of units. Oh, no. Again, the Widow Mines. Hero's arch nemesis, the Widow Mine. Cannot escape them. And Gumiho, man, looking really good. He's going to add on more barracks. He's got a 4th base on the way. He's already got Ghost Academy down. He's going to be able to make Ghosts. He's looking to push out. Now, Hero is going into more Stargates. He's adding on a fleet beacon. But I almost feel like this is going to be a little bit of a late push. And no! Hero losing 9 more probes to those Widow Mines. Again, he doesn't have any detection over there, so not able to clean them up. Eventually that medevac will be taken out here. A scan does go down in the favor here of Hero, or in Hero's presence, I guess, if you want to consider that. And another Widow Mine drop looking to go. Oh no, okay. So Hero at the same time trying to drop into the main with that War Prism, try to warp some stuff in here. Oh no, he hasn't taken care of the Widow Mines. Okay, now with the Photon Cannon, he should be okay though. So, oh man, Gumiho just adding on more and more CCs here. Just wants to get that production up and going. Hero is going to eventually make another 5th base. But, jeez. Just keeps taking so much damage to these Widow Mines. It's insane. Alrighty. It's going to be carriers now coming out from a Hero. He's got 3 on the way. Being able to make 3 at a time, no scoffing matter. Yeah, I mean, I just get kind of scared here for Hero, though. I mean, it's 180 supply to 155. +2 is done. +3 on the way for the Terran. +2 is on the way for Hero as well, but with EMPs becoming relevant, well, I guess he doesn't have any ghosts yet, does he? He just has the Ghost Academy at this point. There we go. Nice push into the 3rd base. Going to be able to clean up a lot of the production and stuff on that 3rd base. Does end up killing it off as well, and just skedaddles his way out as Hero does come in here. Just a good play from Gumiho. Now, Hero is trying to kind of delay a little bit so he can build up this carrier count, but I don't know if Gumiho can continue to shut down some of the income from Hero. Oh. The thing is the Oracle's still alive. We'll be able to tag the army of Gumiho, so knows where to attack. There are still Colossus intact, as well as those carriers getting up. Looks like he's going to go up towards the top. Of course, with the sensor tower, Gumiho sees this all. He's going to give a good scan, sees that carriers are now out, and start building Thors. Interesting. I love this perspective from Gumiho, going into Thors instead of like Vikings or Ghosts or anything like that. He's just going into that armory of Thors. Alrighty, both players just kind of hanging out for the moment again, just trying to get their production going. Now both players are maxed out, 128 to 121 in army supply, but Gumiho's able to take these bases pretty rapidly. I mean, he's made enough orbitals, just kind of spreading everything out. Of course, Hero does see this. He's playing this very cautiously. He's getting 3 more carriers behind all of it, going into the Zealot kind of stalker composition. I don't know. I mean, I guess with the shields and +3 coming through might help. Additional starports, or excuse me, Stargate's going to be going down, but a huge attack down here onto the 4th base, same time the 3rd base going to get attacked. 8 more probes do get taken care of. They're still going to sit there, and now the carriers coming in. But with the Vikings and the Thors gets kind of wrecked here. Marines trying to focus everything down. Unfortunately, the Marauder is not able to shoot up and not focusing down any of the sentries. Does get one. And unfortunately, now, Hero doesn't have really any interceptors. He's going to have to pull back, regain those. And this gives Gumiho such an advantage. He's going to go into tanks. He's got more Marines on the way. Going to go into Ghost Cloak. We'll see from here where Gumiho wants to go. He's going to go into a Marauder drop. Sensor tower goes down, and we see Hero just poking in with those stalkers. Really can't do much at this point. Like, Gumiho's got this pretty much locked down at this point. He's making more... Yeah, I like this. You know what? He's making more carriers. He does have Storm on the way, getting those High Templar up and running, and I think this could be what kills Gumiho here, if anything. There we go. Another scan sees the army moving across, sees that there are High Templar now, and that is a lot of High Templar, though. 3 seconds away from Storm finishing up. Tanks unsieged here. The Marines trying to position themselves in a little bit better position. And now here comes the Ghost. Wants to get on top of this. Cannot get in range, though, of the High Templar. Stemming forward with the Marines. Instantly recalling those. Actually, a really good EMP goes off for Gumiho. At the same time, we do have that little bit of a drop. Going into the main base, kills off a couple of probes. But this is the big kahuna of an attack. Here we go. Thor's trying to get damage done. Storms going off. EMPs not able to be found. We had those feedbacks going off onto the medevacs, and these Marines stutter stepping back, trying to hold on as best as possible. Eventually, we do see those Archons coming in here. The Planetary Fortress going to help out, and somehow Gumiho hanging on at the same time is able to actually kill off that main base Nexus. And what is happening here? Hero starting to fall apart. Unfortunately, he does not have any more interceptors. And Gumiho going to return back home. Now, finally, the Phoenix do deal with those Marauders, but the damage has been done. Unfortunately, I mean, Hero is kind of stuck on this carrier tech. He's going to go into... He's going to go into Tempest, but I don't know how well Tempest Immortal's going to do against this. I mean, with the tanks, with the Vikings, with Ghost now out, and even Gumiho throwing in those Thors. This is just an insane fight. Finally, Mothership is out for Hero. Looks like he wants to push into this. I don't know how much I like this, though. I mean, I guess the good thing is like Thors are really slow, so if you can attack where they're not, that's going to be a good day for you. But you can't pick up the Thors. Oh no, a nuke going off onto the 4th base. Oh no, he doesn't see it. He's not moving them. There's another attack going off towards the top. And here comes the nuke. Oh, 17 probes go down. Eventually, all of those interceptors once again being killed off. These Thors really being an answer here and a salvation. EMP is going off onto the army of the Protoss, and everything starting to fall apart. And so we do see Hero kind of backing up, getting those interceptors once again, killing off a couple of Thors. Liberator going down towards that 6th base. Oh man. Tempest though getting some damage done, trying to get on top of the Vikings. Eventually takes care of all the Vikings. And now the carrier is looking to take care of the Thors, the next big threat. Does get one. The second Thor looking to go down, but the Marines coming in here. The Ghost EMPing on top of the army once again, trying to shut this down. But Gumiho down to 122 supply and a falling 181 here in favor of Hero. Has Hero done it? And after the nuke, even after the constant pressure, losing the main base and going through. GG's. And Hero getting a game. As we get into the game, though, does look like Gumiho choosing to build his barracks next to his CC. Very interesting. Normally they like to use it to wall off, but instead choosing to go something a little bit different. I like it. Nexus coming down for Hero. Behind this, just going into the Cybernetics core and all of that standard stuff. Alright, so probe still hanging around for Hero. Could definitely go back in for another scout here in just a few moments, as well as he could throw down a proxy pylon if he really wanted to. He's going to be opening up into a depths, which seems to be kind of what Hero favors here. Marines, though, coming out from Gumiho will eventually shut down the probe. The reign ended of the probe terror. Hero, though, sending across the Adept, looking to continue on that pressure, throwing down a second Adept and going into the Stargate. So a big thing that we see nowadays is it used to be this build from Hero, right? Or just Protoss in general, where you opened up 2 Adepts and then you just went into a Stargate. And so if you opened up 2 Adepts, automatically it was assumed, okay, you're going into Stargate. Hero really hasn't adapted to the new style where, you know, you build an Adept, you might build a Stalker, and then you throw down the Stargate behind it, and makes it look like, oh, I'm not going for that Stargate style, when in fact you are, and it's in a proxy location. So we'll see how well this goes. Oracle about to pop out for the Protoss. Terran, though, going to send across is Hellions. She's sending a Marine and a couple of Marauders to keep the pressure across the map. Now, Gumiho going into a Widow Mine once again, which is going to be perfect against what Hero is going for. Orko, though, does get scattered out. Eventually takes out the Hellion. Takes out the Marines and the Marauders, but this is actually really good for Gumiho as well, because now the Oracle gonna have to wait to rebuild energy to be able to attack into the main of Gumiho. Does have the Adepts though, so I guess that does end up working out in his favor. Oh, Widowmine shot goes off on one of the Adepts. The second Adept will eventually... Does he survive? He's got 4 health. Yeah, now the Oracle coming in, but obviously a Viking out for Gumiho will eventually just shut this down. So how many Oracles is Hero going into? He's got a 3rd Oracle on the way. Going into more gates. And looking to push into the natural once again. Gets hit by the Widow Mine once more. Ah, man, I like what Hero's doing. Like, I like that he's putting this pressure on, but the thing is like, Hero has taken so much damage to Widow Mines in this series that it's comical. Third Oracle is out. Looks like Thor is going to be the answer here for Gumiho. Gumiho really loves Thors. Maybe that's the answer to all Terran's problems. It's just Thors. Ooh. Adept gonna shade into the main base. We'll get a full scout, sees that there is an armory down, and we'll eventually try to kill some stuff off. 10 probes though. Where'd it go? Right here. From the Widow Mines. Able to kill those off now. Again, there's no detection yet. There's the Oracle, but has no energy. Or now he does. Now he does. Wow. 4 Oracles? What? Jeez. Alright, so Phoenix is out now. I'll go into a little bit more Phoenix, but still more damage being done. The Widow Mine here going off once again. Man, Gumiho just putting on a class right now of like Widow Mine Thor. This is insane. Vikings on the way. We do have those Marines still coming through. Stim on the way as well. Eventually that medevac does go down. And now the Oracle is just trying to fly across. I mean, Hero playing some like really weird builds altogether. The Thor's starting to push across the map. The Oracle's looking to go in now and deal some damage onto the SCV line of Gumiho. Gumiho just going to go ahead and pull those SCVs. Push them across, why don't you? Marines end up falling. And yeah, I mean, Gumiho not giving up this push. Just going to go ahead and continue across. More Marines trying to come out here, but... oh no, does he get stim? Oh... oh, he does. He gets stim. I don't know if he's going to need it, though. The probe's going to get pulled here for the Hero as the Thor's trying to deal damage from the back. The Marines having to kind of bounce themselves back. The 13 probes do go down. And Hero looking in some trouble, but he does have that third base up, so that's going to be a big thing here for Hero. He's going to be able to warp in more units and should be more than fine. Medevac's looking to come back here. The Thor getting very close to dying, does end up falling down, and eventually does get picked up. Another Thor on the way across. These Oracles, though, just getting so much value right now. 11 kills, 5 kills. The other two do end up falling, but... here we go. Now, trying to heal up the Thor is going to be very good here for Gumiho. Still, the Oracle's getting in and getting damage done. 17 SCVs. Just insane. Marauder looking to go across. Is that kind of a mess up there from him? I think so. I mean, Thors are pretty good, but now that there's a lot of Zealots, there's the Oracles, obviously, and now the War Prism coming in here. It's going to be very tough. Does get a nice little mine drop off, picking up the Thors and just trying to keep it at a distance from the Stalkers, realizing that maybe the Stalkers can kind of overcome. At the same time, dealing more damage. Another drop across the map, killing off the third base with 10 probes. Huge warp in of Zealots, though, as Hero does not look to give up. Trying to get on top of the Marines. Unfortunately, the Widow Mine not burrowing until very late. Gets taken out here. The Stalkers getting on top of it. Blink is not done, but does end up shutting down the Thor, shutting down everything here. And Gumiho in some trouble. GG's. And Hero. Alright. Spawning in the top right. In the red, the Terran player from Storm Gaming. Give it up. It is Gumiho. And spawning in the bottom left from Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Give it up. It is Hero. Alright, so already some crazy matches. It's really interesting seeing Gumiho choose to go into Thors. Again, you know, a lot of Terrans don't go into that. They go into tanks, they go into mines, but we don't see Thors use that often. But Gumiho, a player that, once again, he doesn't mind going into mech. He has a lot of experience into it. It's kind of like a cakewalk for him. And it has helped him out. I mean, especially against like the carriers and stuff. It's been really cool to see. So, in game number 5, will we see more of that? Already we have a proxy pylon across the map for Hero, as he is going to be throwing down an additional gateway. Now Gumiho making his own in his own base, his barracks, eventually looking to go into an expansion. You see the cybernetics core coming down for Hero, as it's going to be a zealot opening. Go across the map, and going into this double gate style would be tough for Gumiho to take care of. So expansion does come down for Gumiho. Zealot now going to be making its way across the map. Again, he has this gateway up atop. He could just make a stalker out of and keep the pressure up that way. Very aggressive play indeed. Gumiho, though, scouting around for proxy. Does he see it? No, he doesn't see it. Oh no. Oh no. Gumiho gonna be in some trouble now. What does he have across? Well, he's got a stalker, or excuse me, a marauder on the way behind. He's gonna get a factory, so I guess that's okay. He's gonna throw down a bunker though, as he sees that there's no. Well, he doesn't see that there's no expansion, but he at least sees that there is zealots coming across. So know that there's going to be some kind of aggression. Oh no, the bunker gets killed off. Oh no. Alright, mine does go off. We do still have the Marauder. Some Marauder's going to be good against the Stalkers, but the command center getting delayed. Not very good, but I guess since Hero is kind of going in, not necessarily an all-in, but he is putting a lot of pressure. You do see the SCVs getting pulled to try to help deal with this. Marauder starting to get very low. One Marauder does go down. The SCVs getting pulled to try to deal with this, but unfortunately the Stalker's just able to micro back and kill those off. Eventually we do get the CC done. It's going to go up into the main base for later use. The Reaper going to go across the map to try to put on some counter pressure, while the Stalkers here from Hero will actually get the fire burning onto the house. Unfortunately, the SCVs around are not singing the roof. The roof is on fire, and they don't want to let it burn, so they are going to heal that up. But across the map, we do see the Reaper just getting some scouting info. Sees that there is at least an expansion being taken. He actually sees the Twilight Council coming down as well. Sees that, you know what, Hero isn't doing it all in behind this. He can kind of somewhat maybe defend it. We'll definitely see. Blink on the way for the Protoss. Well, what am I? It's going to be the choice for Gumiho to go across the map. Now, Hero delaying that expansion for Gumiho to be able to actually use. Let's have to be careful. SCV is going to be coming across, trying to deal with this. It's like throws down another supply depot. He is actually supply blocked for the time being. Let's see that. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, going to be coming across. We do see the Reaper still alive. 4.5, 5 minutes into the game. Here we go. It's going to drop into the main base. Oh, the probe's not getting out fast enough. Does kill off for the second probe, or second mind, excuse me. Is still going to be burrowed and trying to find the damage. And it's another one. Not bad, not bad. Stalker's returning back home to help deal with this. And still gets out with one of the mines, so not bad at all. Behind it, we do see Gumiho going into the Raven. He's getting more SCVs and just try to build up. Once the SCV sees that there is no more threat, we'll eventually move out and take that expansion finally. So does Gumiho go into a third base behind this? It's yet to be seen. It's finally getting the SCVs skirted around. tank setup and still putting himself in a pretty defensive position. Gumiho gonna come in with the Widow Mine once again. She burrows in time. Well, he gets the sentry, so I guess that's okay. Templar Archives on the way for Hero. Adding on those additional gateways, and he still wants to get up into that heavier attack, get into Storm. Maybe make a couple of Archons if he needs to. Continue the push. Right. Hero trying to blink in, trying to get some damage, but unfortunately Gumiho is pretty well, like, just defensive right now. I don't see how Hero can actually break this. I mean, with the 3 tanks, he's got combat shields on the way, he's got the Marauders in the front, Marines just kind of spread out, as well as that Raven soaking up energy. The only thing I think Hero can do is take a third. It's okay, you know what? He's in a defensive position. Let me go ahead, just build up at home. I'll have a lot to worry about. Blink being done will allow Hero to kind of, you know, play around with the army across the map. Charge on the way for Hero. Does add on those additional gateways. Storm about finished up. And this is where it gets kind of crazy for Gumiho. I mean, one good storm could shut this all down. Looks like a drop incoming. Gumiho just now getting stim pack. 7.5 minutes and stim pack is still not done. What craziness. Once he sees that there is another proxy pylon down at the bottom, still pressure being put on for Hero. Eventually does come back down. Oh my god, does the accelerator zone actually give them more energy quicker? That is insane. There we go. Beautiful storms going off. Feedback's going off. Onto the Mevax. Tanks are going to siege up. The Raven's still trying to keep in range, but out of range of those High Templar. We'll see from here where Gumiho wants to go with this. I mean, yeah, he can be in a defensive position all he wants. Maybe take a 4th base there, but this is just crazy. Zealot's going to get sunk into the main base. Takes a little bit of Widow Mine damage, but ends up picking himself up, moving around, not getting much damage besides that. Storms do go off onto the army here of Gumiho, taking out a couple of tanks. Does end up backing up at the same time. More Zealots getting warped into the natural. Hero all over the place right now. Finally getting a little bit of damage done. Stalkers going to get warped in and go into the main base. Same time, the army now for Hero going to go into the natural with the Stalkers and the Immortal at the same time. Stalker's going to blink. Well, I was going to say blink on top of the tanks. Just going to give a Storm. Best feedback the Raven, so no more energy there. And once again, Gumiho going to have to play defensive behind this. I think Hero could take a 4th base if he wanted to, but looks like he's just going to continue to make more and more units. Got Immortals on the way. Blinks back. Yeah, I think it's a good call. Just kind of back up, regroup. But Gumiho still ahead in the army supply. Going to come across with the Raven. He's got those bio units to keep up the pressure. Jeez. Stalkers eventually do get taken care of. And I think Gumiho really needs this push. He's going to stem forward. Storms do go down once again. Pretty nasty storms, killing off a lot of the bio. Tanks finally get pushed in here, but those Immortals going to start focusing down everything. GG's. Spawning in the bottom left, and the red from Storm Gaming is Gumiho. Spawning in the top right, in the blue, the Protoss, known as Hero. Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Right, so this map, sure to be a crazy one. See Hero instantly going across with the probe, looking to get some scouting off, maybe even throw down a proxy pylon if he so chooses to. Now, it's going to open up into Gateway, so it's not going to be a cannon rush or anything crazy like that. The barracks being built from a Gumiho. Now, we do see Hero trying to put on the pressure once again, just trying to delay the barracks as much as possible. I'm curious, does Gumiho play this standard kind of like Marine Marauder style play? He's been doing these little pushes, but unfortunately because of how Hero has been setting up his army, just setting up the constant pressure, it really feels like Gumiho isn't able to do the things he wants to, build up into the tech that he wants to, and so that's very, very crucial here for Hero coming through. Is like, can I keep that aggression up? Can I keep him on the defensive to where, yeah, he's only staying on 2 bases while I go up to like 4 bases, right? Expansion does go down. We do see pretty much this just standard style build coming out from both of these players this time. Factory on the way. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Gumiho go into that mine drop again. It really has been effective for him this whole series, and I mean, I feel like Hero has started kind of doing a little bit better against it, but it still is a very big weakness. I mean, it's killing off a lot of his probes, forcing him to use more minerals into rebuilding that to keep his economy up and rolling. Up making its way across the map now for Hero. Once again, wants to put on the pressure. This time, no Zealot opening. It's going to be double Adept. And you gotta wonder, does he go back into the Stargate style? So far, it's additional gateways coming out from Hero. Makes it out second Adept almost with the first. It's going to be a Marauder coming through. Eventually, that CC will finish up. And a Hellion. Okay. Behind this Hero, going to be going into the robotics facility, so going into a very heavy, like, gateway robo style. I almost wonder, does he go into a warp prism behind this and start dropping into the main base? And just start warping in a bunch of adepts. That seems to be like Hero's thing, is just adepts and stalkers. His style almost reminds me a lot of like Classics style. There we go. Marauders coming in pretty heavy now as Hero trying to shut down the Marauders, but they're just going to go into the main base. The Hellions looking to put on some pressure to the probes. Well, he does get a few kills there. No, he got more than just 3. No way. I thought I saw quite a few there. No. Eventually gets 5 altogether. Shuts it down, and now we see Hero pushing across with those adepts. I mean, I feel like he kind of has to at this point. He does have additional gateways on the way. Of course, has the War Prism and going into Glaives behind this. Gumiho, though, with the Cyclone, he's going into Marines. He's going to be more than protected against any kind of, like, War Prism play, I guess. Let's get a nice kill on the SCV building the bunker, so he's to get that up and running before, but it does look like Hero just going to go into the main base. Additional barracks on the way, a third already there for Gumiho. And yeah, for the moment, he's going to keep the War Prism out, but for how long? You hate to see this. The Adepts eventually going to shade out towards the edge, looking to get picked back up by the Cyclone, or excuse me, by the Warp Prism. Just wasting time basically until this Glaive upgrade finishes. Does get a couple SCVs at least, and will eventually back up. The Observer now out for Hero, as he's just going to keep tabs on everything. More barracks being added on. The factory kind of getting repositioned here. And it does look like Hero's ready for another push. Got Stim on the way, +1. Fortunately, with the turrets, they're not going to be able to get anything inside the natural. And with the Cyclones looking to finally kind of push out here as well. Or at least, you know, check outside, make sure that there's nothing too crazy going on. Everything's down at the bottom. Huge Adept warp in. Eventually, we do see the Observer being taken out, but this is a lot of Adepts. The Sentry gonna throw down. Oh, such a good play here. Throwing down the force field so the SCVs cannot build or rebuild the bunker. Gonna get on top of the SCVs. The Adepts just demolishing everything. Alrighty, spawning in the bottom right in the red. Give it up for the Terran is Gumiho. Spawning in the bottom left in the blue. Give it up for the Protoss. It is Hero. Alrighty, Blackburn. Such an interesting map. It is both a close spawn, as what they call it, where both players are on the same side, being the bottom side of this map. Now, it is kind of interesting because it does have these accelerator zones, so it makes things a little bit slower if you want to go across the map, even though they are going to be closer. You have to kind of worry, you know, if you can get in very slowly, are you going to be able to get out quick enough, or are you going to die to some kind of pressure? I wouldn't mind seeing it, especially since the Hero does choose or like to go into Stargate style plays. I wouldn't mind seeing him do something like that. Maybe that kind of like Oracle style that he's been doing. As well as Gumiho could go into drops across the map. Now, a lot of people do tend to kind of go around the accelerator zones and then eventually just end up in the base, like around here, which could be very crucial. Also, on this map, we do have those gold mineral bases, so it allows them to mine a little bit more minerals quicker. Could see that, especially if Hero chooses to go into a very heavy Zealot style. Just something he has done, isn't afraid to do. Zealot on the way for Hero. Behind this, we do have an expansion coming down for Gumiho. Looks like Hero is aiming towards an expansion himself, but does want to at least put on some pressure across the map. Ready, the Adept on the way now for Hero. And it going into that Stargate. So we'll see, does he go into Void Rays? Does he want to go into an Oracle? Actually see Gumiho coming in to the main base with the Reaper. He'll start his probe parade. The probe, though, for Hero going to go up towards the top. See where he wants to go. Like, is he going to throw a proxy up there? I think he could. Is that... Oh, okay, he decided to go into an Adept, but he actually can't. Okay. Gumiho does know at least that there is a Stargate on the way. We do have mines out. We have a starport down. He doesn't have a lot to worry about at the moment. The Adept is going to hang out in the front of the base, kind of keep an eye on the Reaper, as well as, you know, take it out if he needs to. Well, the council on the way. Gateways coming through as well. Let's see where. I mean, where he wants to go. Oh. Hero, we need to talk, Hero. This is like the 4th game in a row you've lost an Oracle to Widow Mines. Hero, Gumiho's Widow Mines are just so insane. Like, I think he has it hidden. Where's he have it hidden at? Oh. Oh. Where's it at? I don't even know where it's at. That's how good it's hidden. Jeez. Hero just losing once again his Oracle to the Widow Mine, which denies any kind of scouting, denies any of that aggression. Now, Hero is choosing to go into Void Rays behind the... Oh, it's right there. Choosing to go into Void Rays. He does have Glaives coming through once again, but Gumiho opening up into Banshee. He's got tanks, he's got Marines. I think he should be okay. He's got third base on the way, and Hero going into... Oh, okay, he knows it's there. Hero going into a proxy pylon. Behind this, going into a third base onto the gold mineral line. Throwing down additional gateways. There is a Cyclone, however, out for Gumiho, keeping it kind of on the edge, which, you know, I don't mind it, especially against that Void Ray, but it seems like for the moment, Hero is going to keep the Void Rays at home while he builds up into more gateways. How many gateways is he at right now? He's at 3. He's adding on 5 more, so going to go up to 8 gates in total. And you've got to be worried here. I mean, Hero looking to start just massing up a bunch of, I guess, potentially zealots in this case. Gumiho's looking pretty good. He's already got quite a bit of Marines. He's got, obviously, some Marauders. Has those Widow Mines. And, geez, Hero just having stuff everywhere. Banshee, though, going to be coming in. Going to start focusing down onto the probes. You get 2. Potentially 3 or 4, and now the Adepts making their way across the map once again to go into the natural of Gumiho. Can he be ready? Will he be ready? Does actually get a recall. Scan does go down, sees the probes returning back to the main, and now Hero does end up losing a little bit to the Widow Mine. But I think he actually has enough. He's going to pack up. Going to get on top of the army here. And are we going to see a win from Hero? Does kind of split these up in an awkward position. The tank on top. Going to shut it down. Right, so game number 8. We're getting very close to the end. This could be the last one for sure, if Hero can just get himself one more victory. Now, if you are Hero in this situation, do you consider yourself a cheesy person enough to actually go in and maybe get something done? Maybe get a cheesy Void Ray play? Question mark. You just play standard and say, you know what, I can win. You just go into what I know and what I can play. I gotta give it up for these guys. Like, as we're getting into the final, like, at least like game or games, potentially games, we don't know, but as we're getting closer and closer, it's really kind of evident of like how good these players have become. Like the fact that they just both came back from, you know, military service and still able to put on like really good performances, and even playing against maybe some other players, seeing how well they still can handle themselves. I think Hero's had a little bit more experience. This is obviously like the first time for Gumiho since he's been back from military, but the fact that he can still compete on the same level, if not, you know, higher or a little bit lower than some of the pros that have had maybe a little bit more experience from coming back, it's just been really cool to see. Alright, so Marine's going to be coming out for Gumiho. We'll be able to kind of focus down the probe, gets it killed off, and instantly we do have the reactor coming through. Now, behind this, Gumiho making a factory, and I think potentially going into a starport behind this to go into a Hellion drop. Now, it's going to be a robotics facility, a second gate coming down. So we do have the expansion being taken here for Hero. And yeah, it's going to go into a third gate. So it looks like he's definitely looking for some pressure here now. The Adept going across once again. Wants to scout, see, you know, are you going into pretty quick tank? Sees the Hellion. I don't think it's enough to actually say, okay, you're going into like a Hellion drum, which in fact is going to be mines. So very, I guess, standard-esque. Gateways do finish up now for Hero. Just getting more and more ropes. Sentry now being seen. And unfortunately, Hero not blocking off his main, so these Hellions just going to walk right in. Hellion looking to... Well, I was going to say looking to get some damage done, but it looks like he's just scouting out. Going to eventually just pop on out of there. Of course, Hero hallucinating that Oracle. Very interesting. Not going into a Widowmine drop. In fact, he is going to go into a Banshee instead. As Cloak on the way. No, Hero. Oh. Okay. He's going to make it between the Widowmine field and go straight into the main. It's going to warp in some more Stalkers and look to put on some pressure. There's only a handful of Marines. The Widowmine's instantly trying to return back home. He's going to start focusing down the Cloak. Can he actually finish it? Oh, he's gonna get it. Denies the Cloak, so now the Banshee gonna be a little bit more susceptible to the Stalker pressures as the War Prism juggling the Stalkers as best as possible. Eventually the Marines and stuff will be able to push this back, and Hero in some not so happy moods, unfortunately. Now, there is an observer on the way across, which will allow Hero to actually deal with the Widowmines a little bit easier. And now Hero wants to go back into the main, sees that the army is in fact in the natural, slowly starting to push in here once again. But with the tank out, it does make it a little bit more tougher. Does have to kind of keep out of way. Oh no! Takes a lot of damage there to another Widowmine. So cannot just push on this like he wants to. A couple of Zealots going to be, oh, excuse me, Adept's going to be warped in. Yeah, I think he just kind of backs up another Banshee out. Or no, that's the same bit. No, he's got two Banshees. Okay. It's actually across the map. Eventually does get taken care of, or at least pushed back for the time being. Recall able to deal with it. And we do see that War Prism now coming back across, trying to decide where he wants to attack into. Gumiho taking a third base. Well, he still has a pretty good siege tank count. Just spreading them out, getting those additional barracks up and running. Looking for more fun stuff to do. Gumiho does have those Banshees up in the top corner. Eventually looking to go into the main once again. Third base, though, being taken for Hero. It looks like for the time being, just going to keep his Stalkers and stuff at home. Maybe warping some more across the map, but going to throw down those additional gateways. Got Templar Archives, of course, on the way. Viking is out, though, for Gumiho, and this will shut down Hero for the most part. Depths just kind of hanging out in the back. Of course, the Observer going to be able to see this all as that third base gets taken. And now, High Templar are on the field. Does he instantly start? Yes, he does. He instantly starts that Storm. Going into that Charge Lot Storm that has been working pretty well for him here. So Hero. And this really interesting thing, right? So we look at the vision here of Hero. He's got units all over the map, still sees the Banshees, keeping tab on him. He's got his own stalkers there in position, taking a 4th base behind it all. And she kills off the Marine, and the stalkers now in a place where if there's any drops coming across, he's going to be more than prepared for it. Tank count's getting pretty high in favor of Gumiho. He's got 6 tanks, got a couple of Banshees, and of course there's 30 Marines. Just now getting stim, getting +1. While does look like now Hero getting +1 himself. And does Hero start pushing in for an attack here, though? Comes up here, sees that the tank does go off, a couple of tank shots, and just going to back up. The Storm's going to come off, though, eliminating 7. Oh my god. Did an okay job. Killed off 7 SEVs, but the Widow Mines taking care of business, shutting down the High Templar. Oh my goodness. What a good play there from Gumiho. And now having to remake the War Prism is unfortunate for Hero. As well as now he is going into a robotics facility, or excuse me, a robotics bay, and then going into another robotics facility, which will allow him to eventually go into like Colossus Disruptor, but we'll see. Charge Lot will go on top of some of the Marines, ends up having to force himself back, doesn't want to lose everything too quickly, and the High Templar on the bottom, he's got to be careful with this. So, unfortunately, it's going to go ahead and pick up those High Templar, warping in some more Zealots, but unfortunately, the tank's in a really good position, will force a blink back. This 4th base is just going to go down as we see more Marines just stemming around, looking for another place to hit, and this War Prism would be the end-all here for Gumiho, but it's looking very scary for Hero. He's got that 4th base going back up, now down towards the bottom. Guardian Shields go down. Charge Lot's going to start forcing forward. Storms go down onto the Marines as well as to the tanks, starting to close this out. But Gumiho has so much more coming across the map. The tanks in the back shutting down and pushing back Hero once again. It's Gumiho slowly pushing into the 3rd base, kind of leapfrogging those tanks forward. Marines kind of coming up, as well as the Banshees still alive, which will be able to, you know, maybe go into the main at the same time. Guardian Shield goes up one more time. Disruptors get an okay shot, but the tank's just in range to start pressuring from the other side of the minerals. More tanks moving up into the front. Disruptors just going to get focused down from the Terran, and the spread just way too good here from Gumiho. And it looks like Gumiho going to push into the 3rd base. We'll be able to get the 3rd base as well. Guardian Shields goes up one more time. The Zealots trying to get on top of the tanks, but Marauders in that place. The Probes getting pulled to try to get on top of everything. Blinking back with the Stalkers, but there was just too much army here from Gumiho. Falling under 70 supply is Hero. And GG's as a Gumiho. Alrighty, spawning down here in the bottom left on Beckett Industries. Give it up for the Terran from Storm Gaming. It is Gumiho. Spawning in the top right, in the blue from Dragon Phoenix Gaming, the Protoss, it is Hero. Right, so game number 9's been a back and forth series between both of these, and I am so curious to see how this is going to end. Got the gateway coming down for Hero, of course, sending that probe across, as we do see Gumiho just building in the main, so neither player getting proxy heavy this game. I mean, I guess we could still see a proxy come out from Hero, but for the time being, neither player really getting crazy. We'll see if Hero wants to go into maybe the 3-gate style again, or a 4-gate. We'll see. Gumiho losing that SCV, not really what he wanted or had in mind, but fortunately not able to take out the probe, so the probe's still going to be annoying. We'll see that the expansion is being taken, and now we'll try to take care of this SCV. It's going to be a Reaper opening this time from Gumiho, though. So, behind this, we do have the Cybernetics Core expansion coming out from Hero. And another delay into the expansion. Eventually does take care of the probe, so no more problems there. And eventually the Reaper going to make its way across the map. But look at this, the Zealot coming in for Hero to put on even more of a delay if possible. And then an Adept to follow up behind this. Now it's just one more hit for this SCV to go down. Does stop it right away. We see the Reaper coming in now to the main base of the Protoss. Eventually does back out the Zealot. Just going to continue to put pressure onto the main base. Trying to shut down one of those depots. But with a Marauder popping out, I think this kind of shuts it down. So unfortunately right now, Gumiho delayed in his expansion quite a bit actually. As we do see that second Adept coming out for Hero. It's going to switch into the Stalker. And we'll see from here where he wants to go with this. Robotics facility coming down for Hero. And the Gumiho just going into this very Marauder heavy style. The Adept's not going to be able to shade in. It's going to be Hellion as well. And I mean, I guess the Marauders do a pretty good job here. But with the Stalker coming in... Oh no, he loses the Stalker. Wow, what a play actually coming out here from Gumiho. Does eventually clean this up. That expansion still delayed. Behind this is second Hellion coming out for the Terran. Still an Adept. Getting damage done. War Prism on the way. Another Stalker trying to get on top of this. And Gumiho losing quite a bit here. Again, that expansion completely shut down. For the moment, we do see Hero backing up. But once the War Prism pops out, he's throwing down those additional gateways to put on the hurt here. It's going to be a Banshee follow-up. Cloak on the way for Gumiho. As Hero just starts pushing across, picking up all of the reinforcements that he needs. Sending out some Hellions. Now, the big thing is this, is because he's going into Hellions, he's switching things around. He's not going to have a big force at home. I mean, it's 13 army to 12 at the moment. That's just because he started up a tank. The Stalkers here looking to shut down anything they can. GG's just like that. And Hero is the victor.